Yeah. To Nairobians. Yeah. Najua si wote tunajua msanii anaitwa Cassypool, Dr. Cassypool. We all know him, eh? All know this guy here. Yeah, this guy here. Yeah, and we all know what he stands for. We all know what he stands for. He tried to vie for the presidency sometimes back in this country, and he had no resources, so he did not really achieve whatever he wanted. And that was a very good one, Cassypool. I like the way you dare do things that most people are afraid of doing, and you come out so clear and so vocal about it, and you support it to the end. That is what I love about you. But however, not but however, I've seen you're interested in vying for the Nairobi gubernatorial seat. You're so much interested in that, which is something very good. At least you want to bring something different within the city. That is good. Congratulations to that. But Cassypool, you need to remember we know what you stand for. That's why I began by saying we know what you stand for. For a few months, a few years or a few months, yeah, a few years, it should be a year now or a month, we all know what you stood for when, in terms of young people, in terms of leadership, in terms of young people and leadership, we all know what you stood for. When it was happening in Tanzania and every young person stood against what was happening in Tanzania, you stood by the side of the government of Tanzania as per what they were alleged that they were doing. You stood by them. You were on social media platforms and you were trying to protect whatever they were doing or trying to support whatever part of whatever they were doing, which was not okay. The same happened to Uganda too. You were part of support of whatever they were doing, and yes, you stood vocally and supported it. Even now, you can see you're wearing General Mohozi's T-shirt, which is very impressive. Everyone has what we call a democratic right to support whatever you want, especially in Kenya, not in those other countries that I've mentioned. Especially in Kenya, you support whatever you want, whether it's good to other people, not you will support it. And we have called that one to you. That one a lot gives me tells me that you're so courageous. You're so courageous to do things that most people will never dare do. Even if you're going to stand alone, you still support that thing to the end. Very courageous. I love that, Cassypool. I love that in you. And you've been unajitangaje chawa wa marais, chawa wa marais East Africa. Unajitanga chawa wa marais East Africa. Wewe ni chawa rais President William Samoei Ruto, wewe ni chawa Mama Suluhu, wewe ni chawa wa Uganda anaitwa nani, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, wewe ni chawa wa rais wa Rwanda anaitwa nani huyu, anaitwa nasahau jina lake, Kagame. Sijaona kama wewe chao shamfikia rais wa wapi ule wa Burundi. Burundi bado ndio hujamfikia, lakini ukimfikia utakuwa chawa wake. Sijaona kama ushamfikia ushafikia rais wa ushamfikia tayari. Sijajua, sijaona picha yote. Yule rais wa Sudan Kusini, sijaona kama umemfikia huyo, bado sijaona. Lakini kwa yote, Kenyan people, Kenyan young people still it's still fresh in their minds. All these things, all these photos you take are still fresh in the mind, but it's up to them to decide what do they really want. Do they want just a leader? Yes, you can make a very good leader. I'm so sure given resources you can make a good leader, but with the stance that you've been having against the Kenyan GNCs, that some have suffered under the hands of some of those leaders, under the hands of some of those leaders. And they have felt the fire, they have felt the pain and all that. Will these Kenyans in Nairobi, go ahead and vote you as the governor of Nairobi County, or they'll rather vote someone different, or they'll rather vote the current governor, who is Sakaja? Okay. All these are mixed reactions that Kenyans have, and we all don't know what is going to happen over here, maybe until the next time, maybe until these things are happening practically on the ground. But all in all, I like your courage. I like your courage, even after all these things you've been involved in, and you've been so vocal about. You still feel like you're the leader that you're the leader that Nairobians need, and you're going to bring the change that is needed in Nairobi County. You're saying Sakaja's leadership has proven not to work for the people and has messed up Nairobi County big time, and you feel like I am that leader who wants to transform Nairobi County. But the question I want to ask is, The question I want to ask you, Cassypool, is if you become the governor of Nairobi County, won't some parts of Nairobi County become smaller cities or smaller towns of Tanzania, another smaller town of Uganda, another smaller town of which country is this? Yeah, Tanzania, Uganda, and Rwanda. Won't it be that way? Because you're in support of the leadership of these countries, total support of the leadership of these countries. So what if Westland becomes Uganda? Because sometimes back we saw the son of Kaguta Yoweri Museveni. There is General Muhoozi saying that they will capture Nairobi and they will start with the Westlands. What if you have made you have an agreement with Muhoozi that you're going to get Westlands for him, and Muhoozi says, yeah, I will support you in that because I'm so much interested in Westlands. I'm going to support your gubernatorial race in Nairobi so that you can give me Westlands. What if that one happens? And now we go back to Tanzania. You've been a very, very vocal support of Mama Samia Suluhu, President President Mama Samia Suluhu, and you say, Mama Samia Suluhu, wewe nakupa upande gani? Wewe nakupa Karen. Wacha Karen iwe ni Karen niwe ni Tanzania kadogo hapa na hapa wapi? Iwe Tanzania ndogo hapa Nairobi. Wewe nakupa Karen. Chukua Karen, hiyo ni yenu. Wale viongozi wa Kenya waliopo waondoeni, nyie njooni muishi hapa. And ukujuseme hapa sasa itakuwaje hapa? Kilimani, wapi Kusafi? Kusafi ni Karen, Manake ndugu zetu wa Rwanda wanahitaji mahali safi safi, hawahitaji vitu chafu chafu. So our brothers from where do we put them? Oh, we have Karen 1 and Karen 2. So you divide you divide Karen into two. One piece for the Rwandese, because Rwandese love clean streets and not noisy streets, very clean. You divide it between that is Tanzania and Rwanda. I don't know, maybe you have a plan with these people, but all these things are just Nairobians themselves will decide on what they really want for the Nairobi seat, Nairobi gubernatorial seat. They'll decide who they want for that. If they want you, Cassypool, they will tell, and those are the things that they should expect. If those are the things that they should expect if they really vote for you as the governor of Nairobi County. Yep, that is all. This is to you Kenyans. You decide. Is it Cassypool or is it next person? Okay, bye.